Hey guys, I just want to make this video and talk about why someone like me would pick up an absolute junk, or in some people's eyes, absolute beauty of a bomb find. This particular truck looks like it is on its way to a junkyard, but this will actually help out on several trucks in my fleet and my friend's fleet, such as the 22RE. Supposedly it has 200 to 250,000 miles on it. It ran when parked. It obviously was parked because the original owner was driving this truck and made it too rusty and unsafe for the road, which is nice because he gave it to a friend and then he parked it in his barn and it sat for several decades as far as I know. The funny thing about this rust is the front half of the truck does not look absolutely terrible rust-wise. The door looks pretty immaculate. I can save that. The frame is not entirely a nightmare, but the original owner of this truck seemed to have backed this truck into the Potomac River in DC often to unload and load his sailboat. I think it's amazing considering the fact that it's a rear-wheel drive truck and he's completely submerging half of the truck in the water to pull a sailboat out. And you know how big those sailboats look. So this rust is pretty amazing. There's a bunch of things on this truck I can save, such as the 4Runner that my friend and I are working on. We have missing parts that we need to find, and this truck will help out. The rear bumper is not in terrible shape, but it's usable. We can use that. The bed completely dissolved in the Potomac River over the years, so plywood was added on top, and that obviously has rotted to nothing. But what I'm hoping to do is, if the rear half of the frame is not too much of a nightmare, I will be able to cut it in half and make a little off-road trailer, or just something to drive around on my property and tow some junk back and forth between my garages. The doors actually look great on both sides, and we can save those and we can make half-cut doors, which is very popular in the 4Runner group. The 4Runner that we have needs a lot of parts. The floor has a hole in it in the 4Runner, and I've already checked under the carpet. I will not show in this video, but I've looked under, and the floor is extremely solid. The cab is very solid, even though the bed shows the exact opposite. Kind of amazing. But there's some dash components that the 4Runner is missing, and I believe I have enough in here to combine what's left over in the 4Runner and make one complete dash. That's important for us. Fender's missing, but I don't care about that. Nice little turbo wheels. I have to figure out some wheel locks to remove it and save those wheels. Obviously they don't fit a 4Runner, but I'll find somebody that wants them. The grill is nice to keep as a spare for the 4Runner. I have 2 or 3 in storage, so we'll have extras to beat and bang around on trees. I have extra corner markers. 22RE looks good. Steering is missing. It is a manual. This is a W52 transmission, if I recall correctly. But this will also go in my Toyota Sunraider camper that has a W46 4-speed transmission. And I would love to have 5th gear. So the main reason I picked this truck up was for the transmission. But my friend has been nice enough to hold it for about 2 or 3 years until I got my act together and finally came up. I drove 2.5 hours to pick this up. Wrong way. So the engine would be a spare for the 4Runner. Transmission is spoken for my Sunraider camper. Both doors look nice to cut up and make half doors for summer cruising. Back half of the truck, I don't care about the rust so much, but if it's solid enough, it's good enough to lug some junk around on my property. It would be cool to make an off-road trailer out of it, but I don't really see a huge need for that yet. 4Runner is missing a bumper. We will take that off and put that on. This truck will help a bunch of projects, which is very nice to have. So not every vehicle is a piece of junk. You can take apart what you need and you're good to go.